We had a wonderful week this week. Real things happen, and we have a packed set of discussions. First one is the U.S. Congress shouts at TikTok. Second is the Prime Minister on digital transformation. He gave an address at the launch of it, and the sexual predators thing we spoke about last week. They caught some people, but they couldn't charge them. We'll tell you why. So we go into our first story, which is a YouTube video. The U.S. Congress shouts at TikTok. So why did I title it, They Shout at TikTok? You know, when you was small and your parents call you to talk to you, but the real reason they call you to talk to you is because they just want to buff you.
They might call you and, be like, why you do this? And you might start to answer and they'll say, nah, shut up, I don't want to hear you.
Yeah. It's like,
they just want to hear themselves talk and, scold you. They don't want to hear nothing. They give you that impression, but
you don't really matter. So we have two sides to the story. One of them is the actual serious questions that they ask, which is their intent. And then we have some of the funny questions that they ask. So let's go to the first one. Let's go. Right.
Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, I may not understand the...
So if I have a TikTok app on my phone and my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network, does TikTok access that network?
It will have to access the network to get connections to the internet, if that's the question.
Is it possible then that it could access other devices on that home Wi-Fi network?
Congressman, we do not do anything that is beyond any industry norms. I believe the answer to your question is no. It could be technical. Let me get back to you.
Okay, I'd appreciate it if you can answer that.
So, right, that was one question, right? So, I'll get the next one time and then we'll talk about both of them. So, this is the list of serious questions that they ask now.
ByteDance is not owned or controlled by the Chinese government. It's a private company.
Mr. Chu, has ByteDance spied on Americans at the direction of the Chinese Communist Party?
No.
Has ByteDance spied on American citizens?
I don't think the spying is the right way to describe it.
All right.
We're committed to be very transparent with our users about what we collect. I don't believe what we collect is more than most players in the industry.
My problem here is you're trying to give the impression that you're going to move away from Beijing and the Communist Party. You're trying to give the impression that you're a good actor. But the commitments that we would seek to achieve those goals are not being made today.
All right, so let me deal with the serious part first, because we could laugh about our first video as much as we want to. They started this whole Congress grilling, whatever it is, the key moments. I don't know what the goal was, but the goal was basically to point out that we can't trust you because your stuff goes back to China. Now, we've spoken about this a few weeks ago, and this is basically all that they intended to do, which was to get him to say that the app spies on you. But all he was saying is, well, the app doing what every app does do. And they just didn't want to hear that, boy. And I find that real unfair to put somebody in that position where your agenda is clear and you basically making it, as we say in Trinidad, as a papi show.
Yeah, and it's almost like they're trying to make him a scapegoat, because, I mean, from the outside looking in, it's clear as day what they were actually doing. This wasn't like a hearing where they really wanted to kind of get his input. As you say, they wanted to kind of get some type of sound bite out of him that they could probably have in their whatever news article after. So all of these questions were just trying to, as you say, grilling him, and just to get him to just kind of come out of character and slip up and give that little piece of evidence or that little piece of incriminating, as they
a soundbite here to say, well, you heard what he said. This is clearly what is happening. It had when I watched through some of the YouTube clips, there was some of the Congress people. They had clips and they were like, look at the video that you had. There's a video of a gun showing how to be discharged. And in my mind, there's that same video on YouTube.
Yeah, and I mean, they brought up all the challenges and all that, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, but you these people realize how much crap Facebook do, or even
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah,
And even Mr. Chu, he brought it up. He was like, with all due respect, Facebook has done way worse. Look at Cambridge Analytica,
yeah.
And it's like,
And it had another one had a clip where she was talking about look, there's a video that says you can take a grapefruit and make hydroxychloroquine, and y'all didn't do anything about it. And he was like, well, what do you want us to do? Like, how do you want us to deal with it? If somebody says that they could make something out of a grapefruit, we can't tell them that they're wrong. We, like, y'all in America, y'all champion free speech. So if everybody allowed to have free speech, then they should be able to put up a video about that. All we did was put a COVID-19 banner at the bottom, which is what every single other application had to do.
yeah, and I'm sure if you go on YouTube and search it up, you'll probably find more videos on and probably more detailed steps on how to do exactly that. So
you feel it gonna end up reaching to a ban state, or you don't think that this was enough to
honestly
think it?
I don't think nobody could say 100% yes or no. You could probably lean to one side or the other side, but this hearing about TikTok is just a small part of a larger geopolitical thing that's going on between the US and China, and Russia by extension, because China and Russia, they have a little allegiance going on, and even Russia and some African countries, and so it have a whole wider geopolitical thing going on, and TikTok caught in the middle, and they probably see it as like a quick win, but in the grand scheme of things, banning TikTok going on hurt China how?
So
they really feel China using TikTok. So
there is this conspiracy theory. All right, here the conspiracy theory, right? Here the conspiracy theory, which I am 7% sold on. 7%, right? Why 7. I say 7? I don't know why I say 7, but anyway, it's a small amount. China is purposefully trying to infiltrate the Western world for the next generation in order to make the next generation of people dumber. So in China, they show them a video about engineering and technology and whatnot, whereas in the Western world, the algorithm is tuned to push them towards stupid things. So therefore, the next generation of Americans will be not smart enough, and China will dominate the world.
With all due respect, America will have achieved that without TikTok or China. Even on TikTok or other places, when you are sure you see the challenges, name a country beginning with C. Name, and I mean the Americans is like,
so.
Let us actually go to. Okay, like I don't want to.
Why
American families?
Why are 7% believe? Why are 7% believe it is because these countries usually when they come to war and thing, they usually have a long game in place.
Mm-hmm.
And every country that is fighting geopolitically has a long plan of how they're going to control the world. So, for example, America's plan was if you control the oil, you control the world because you control all the gas because everybody needs to get gas and oil. And they did that back in the 1970s, 60s, where they started to fight these wars for these places in these Afghanistan places and whatnot, to try to be like, okay, we are your friends. Of course we are your friends. And now it reached a point where they control a lot of the oil, the US dollars, wherever it is, because they had a long plan from 1970. So it is possible that China has a long plan also. Why I can't believe it, and only 7% sold, the other 93% is TikTok is an algorithm that feeds you what you want to see. And if you're telling me that the people in China seeing engineering videos and tech and all them kind of thing, why don't you, is it not possible that that is what they actually want to see? Because their culture teaches them to be so engineering based and problem solving, and the culture of the West teaches you to do what you want and have fun.
Capitalist, I mean, if you come on TikTok and all you're seeing is half naked women dancing on the app, and even after 2-3 months of using the app, that's probably what you're spending your time engaging with.
It's possible. And in defense of the algorithm, there is no solid proof that you have a particular algorithm inside China and a particular algorithm outside, because my TikTok is just proof enough to know that, okay, the things that I want to see, I see that all the time. Like all the educational stuff, everything with tech, my For You page just always littered with that like crazy. So I can't believe that ever so often they might throw in a little dancing video, and I just be like, well,
I mean, there's kind of stereotype a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
male,
you'll get stereotyped.
Young male, a man will most likely like this type of thing. Let me just straight in to see if you
to see if you
would engage with it, you know. But
and I do a kind of A/B test. I have an Instagram profile. I have one Instagram profile as used to makeITsimpleTT, and then I have my personal one. But I don't touch my personal one. I ain't touch it in like months. As soon I tested at the lunch table in school today. I say, listen, I haven't opened this profile in months, and I'm going to put the first video that comes up. It was basically soft porn.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I literally had the same thing going on.
Yeah.
My IG, I don't, if I whole 2-3 weeks pass and I ain't open my IG, that's the norm. You know, I only open it if my wife send me something and she say, go and check it. Anytime I go on my Discover page, same thing.
Yeah, and it's things that I promise you, I don't even want my son to see that.